trying to ride his coattail, like, bro, I don't need you. I don't have to fight you. I'm making real. I don't need you, bro. I don't need you, bro. I do.
The recent live press conference face-off between Keyshawn Davis and Gervonta Davis was intense, with Keyshawn being the event's high point, slapping Gervonta without warning.
I was telling Bud, it's either you or Keyshawn going to get tanked, so the walls are closing in, so...
It's going to be him, though.
It makes sense. He's closer.
Big brother first.
Keyshawn has lately made it clear that he intends to remain at lightweight until Tank accepts his challenge, by waiting for him to reach 140 pounds.
What happened when Shakur do it, when somebody chasing him around? It's boring. What's next for Tank? If anything, it's going to be Keyshawn. Out of them two, Keyshawn is more entertaining. Keyshawn going to stand there and throw the punches. You can look into Shakur eyes when I show y'all this, when Terrence say.
Keyshawn thinks Tank is attempting to evade him and give Tank a reason to argue that the battle is pointless due to the weight differential.
I want to fight him, bro, because he been tricking the boxing game for too long. He been tricking the boxing game for too long. He makes shit look good. He makes the shit look better than what it is.
And it appears like things will continue to become worse between these two at this point. Khan has stated unequivocally that he will remain there for however long it takes. In his characteristically assured voice, Keyshawn reaffirmed his challenge to Tank, saying, "I'm not moving up, I'm here to stay." Keyshawn, who is only 25 years old, is among the strongest boxers in the lightweight class. Boxing fans and commentators have frequently brought up his size.
The person that don't like it is him. He's kind of weird, but now he got no choice but to fight me. The fans want him to fight me. After what I just did tonight against a guy that's bigger than him, come on now. If I touch him, what's gonna happen? Talk about that. Everybody want to talk about Keyshawn. What if he touch you? What if I touch him?
Some contend that he ought to be competing at welterweight or maybe junior middleweight already, since he is too large for the weight class. Keyshawn frequently seems to weigh 147 pounds after rehydrating, tower over his rivals with a commanding physical presence. Critics accuse him of being a weight bully, claiming that he leverages his size advantage in the ring after draining down to reach the 135 lb limit. He draws conclusions from these findings and requires defense, and claiming that promoters' activities are low threshold. Keyshawn dismisses the allegations, saying that anybody may say anything they want. In an interview, he declared, "I'm here to fight and I'm not going anywhere."
I would prefer Tank Davis, the top guy. I would go for the top guy. If I could choose, I would choose Tank Davis. I would knock Tank short out. Tank is a great fighter.
Keyshawn's determination to stay at 135 pounds may not be sustainable in the long term. Fighters in their mid-20s often struggle to keep draining their bodies to make weight, and Keyshawn is no exception. He's aware that his ability to cut weight with ease won't last forever, but for now, he remains confident in his ability to stay at this weight as long as possible. Despite his resolve, he's fighting against time, knowing that age and the physical toll of weight cuts will eventually catch up with him. However, Keyshawn believes that Tank Davis can't avoid a fight forever. The real question is whether Tank will ever take the fight. Tank Davis, one of boxing's biggest stars and a proven pay-per-view draw, doesn't need a fight with Keyshawn to cement his legacy or financial future. He has plenty of other lucrative options, like fighting bigger names such as Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia, who bring in more attention and revenue. Keyshawn, while highly talented, isn't yet a household name. His fan base in Norfolk, Virginia is loyal, but it pales in comparison to Tank's massive following. From a business perspective, a fight between Keyshawn and Tank is a harder sell. We move on to an exposer.
Like Tank is the type of fighter where he'll either be offensive first, but he's very, 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 very patient, and then just try to catch you slipping. You know what I'm saying? And
Keyshawn is focused solely on the fight, showing no interest in the politics or money involved. He's confident that he can handle whatever Tank brings to the table, stating, "He can't F with me." According to Keyshawn, his trainer, Coach Kenny Ellis, has already hinted that Tank is reluctant to take the fight, mentioning, "Just don't call Tank out for the rest of the year." If true, this fuels Keyshawn's belief that Tank and his team are avoiding him, trying to claim that Keyshawn should move up to 140 pounds to make the fight more challenging. Despite Keyshawn's growing frustration, even if Tank agrees to the fight, negotiations could still be a significant hurdle. Tank, being the face of boxing, would have the upper hand in any deal, and Keyshawn may face weight stipulations or other restrictions, similar to those Tank has imposed on other opponents. However, Keyshawn is adamant that he won't accept those conditions, saying, "He can't do all that shenanigans with me." But in reality, Keyshawn may have little choice if he truly wants to fight. Critics argue that Keyshawn's outspoken nature could harm his chances of securing major fights in the future. They suggest that he should let his team handle negotiations and avoid talking himself out of opportunities. One analyst commented that Keyshawn's bold public statements might undermine his position, making it harder to land the big fights he's aiming for.
And Garcia, do you ultimately believe that fight will happen? If it does, how do you see it?
Yeah, I believe it's going to happen. There's too much talking right now for it not to happen.
Beyond concerns about his weight and contract situation, some critics question whether Keyshawn is ready for a high-profile fight. While his recent performances have been solid, they haven't been dominant. In 2 of his last 3 bouts, against Miguel Madueño and Nahir Albright, Keyshawn appeared less impressive than expected. His promoter, Top Rank, has paired him with older, more seasoned fighters, like 35-year-old Jose Pedraza and 38-year-old Nicholas Walters. These matchups suggest a careful approach to Keyshawn's development, gradually preparing him for tougher challenges. However, Keyshawn himself disagrees, believing he is ready to take on bigger names now. He claims that it's Tank, not him, who is avoiding a fight, preferring to face established fighters rather than rising stars. Despite Keyshawn's confidence, some analysts argue that it's too early to call him a star. He has yet to win a world title and remains relatively unknown outside hardcore boxing circles. While Keyshawn's ambition is clear, it's evident that his team is still building his experience, ensuring that he faces opponents who can help him grow before stepping into the ring with the elite.
He's now the new face of boxing. What do you think?
For sure, he's the face of boxing. I don't have no problem with saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he deserves everything that's coming to him. He's the face of boxing for sure.
The comparison between Kane and fighters like Vasyl Lomachenko adds depth to the story. Lomachenko, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist and former 3-division world champion, has been at lightweight since 2018, yet it's only recently that Tank has shown interest in fighting him. If it took Tank 6 years to notice Lomachenko, what hope does Kane have? It seems unlikely that Tank will fight him anytime soon, no matter how long Kane stays at 135 pounds. One commentator pointed out that Kane is undeterred, willing to wait even if it means staying at lightweight longer than his body can handle. "I'm not going anywhere," he said. However, time is not on his side. As Kane continues to grow and mature, making the lightweight limit will become increasingly difficult, posing a challenge for him in the near future.
Hey, for that other southpaw on the other side of the street, this is an example for you. But I probably can do you a little earlier than that. You and Earl keep saying this, that, and third. I want to fight, but y'all calling out other fighters. Why is that? I want to fight you. I want to fight you. You feel me? If you want to fight, let me know, because I want to fight.
If Keyshawn moves up to welterweight or junior middleweight, he'll face a new set of challenges. Fighters like Jiren Enos at 147 and Bakros Murtazaliev at 154 are formidable opponents, and taking them on without the right preparation would be risky. Nevertheless, Keyshawn remains focused on his goal of proving himself among the best. But whoever this new ruler is, it's likely to bring with him something special. His headstrong leadership style, his gallantry in the gym, and the reputation built on his goal of proving himself among the best. He confidently asserts that Tank Davis isn't ready to face him, believing his own skills are more than enough to handle the challenge. While some fans view Keyshawn as a young fighter with delusions of grandeur, claiming he can knock out Tank, there is actually a surprising number of people who think Keyshawn has a real chance. His confidence is unwavering, and he's determined to make a statement in the ring, no matter the obstacles. Whether or not he can back up his bold claims remains to be seen, but Keyshawn is ready for whatever comes next.
Is Keyshawn ready based on this performance to take on Tank Davis, and how does that fight
Yes,
play
I feel like Keyshawn is ready to take on a guy like Tank. I think that Keyshawn is one of the most skillful fighters in the sport of boxing.
Trainer Greg Hackett views the potential fight between Keyshawn Davis and Tank Davis as a 50/50 matchup, citing Keyshawn's Olympic experience as a counterbalance to Tank's solid but shorter professional record. Hackett has also suggested that Keyshawn, at just 25, has the potential to defeat top fighters like Tank, Devin Haney, and possibly even a fighter referred to as Vargas. However, no fighter named Vargas currently ranks in the lightweight division's top 15, leading some to believe Hackett meant William Zepeda instead. This slip-up in naming opponents raises questions about the accuracy of some assessments in recent interviews. Keyshawn himself has boldly claimed he could beat Tank, Vasily Lomachenko, and Haney, but his omission of Cuba's Andy Cruz from his list of potential victims is telling. Cruz, who defeated Keyshawn 4 times in their amateur career, including an emphatic win in the 2020 Olympic finals, has shown a level of growth and maturity in the professional ranks that puts him closer to a world title than Keyshawn. Keyshawn's irrational behavior after his Olympic loss to Cruz, where he celebrated as though he won despite being dominated, suggests there are still gaps in his development. Cruz's continued progress makes him a more realistic threat in the division at this point.
Years, you know, Gervonta Tank Davis will be 34 years old, right? So there is a way that I can see Keyshawn Davis really gaining a whole lot of traction and taking that mantle. He beat Tank Davis.
It's still unclear why the top ranks chose to sign Keyshawn rather than Cruz. It's not just about the defeats. It's also about how those defeats expose serious weaknesses in Keyshawn's mental game.
It's target practice. You heard that audio?
I like how Keyshawn, he's clout chasing. Bring up Tank's name, sell your fight, get the most views on it.
That's what Morrell was doing.
Yeah, that's what Morrell was doing. But Keyshawn, though, I don't know if he could beat Tank. He got to get